Shakataka Satakochoko, Soto Toko Chitaka Satapoko Kochoko, Kosoto Titi Takatokoto, Kosotokopotoko Koko, Akatataka Kakatoko, Kosotopoko Kocho, Kotosatakapakatoko Koko. Hi everybody. My heart is so full from this kundalini activation. For those who have been following me, I took you through the final download of the kundalini energy into the rainbow serpent painting. That rainbow serpent energy has been coming through for about 10 years. From the same time that I've been having the 5D interactions with my twin flame, and the kundalini has been pouring through my life and touching and clearing and activating and upgrading everything I touch. So it has been a long process, and recently the energies came in, and I was showed that it was like the full landing of the energies, and I completed the painting. I'll link the video below. And shortly after that, I didn't have any wall space to put it up on because my paintings fill all the walls, and they're all portals, they're all energy activations. And I put up the ones that feel most relevant for me in the moment when I move into a place, and without overcrowding the walls. Anyway, there is no space in my house for new paintings, and I didn't put it up, but I know very well that putting them up on the wall fully activates them, because they find their place. They're in a sacred geometric configuration with the other paintings, and it's when they go up on the wall, my whole body activates with the codes. People walk into the house and comment on the energy in the house when my paintings are up. Even people that are not sensitives or empaths or light workers. And they just comment on how peaceful the house is. And it's not necessarily peaceful in terms of the external environment. You know, I have a lot of noise coming from neighbours and things like that, but the energy in the house is extremely peaceful and nourishing. From the paintings, who all have different contributions and portals and light codes that they bring in. So that's just a general summary of how the paintings activate when they're on the wall. But what's happened with this one is shortly after I finished the energy and I found a frame from it, I literally took a twin flame painting out of its frame and put the kundalini painting, the sacred serpent, the rainbow serpent, I put it into that frame. And after a while, but I didn't put it on the wall, I put it on the floor, it was starting to bust out of its frame. So I actually saw it slithering out of the painting several times. But even that wasn't enough for me to take the action to, put it up on the wall or do anything about it. It was busting out of its frame, and the painting literally fell out of the frame and slipped down as far as it could go in the bottom of the frame, so you couldn't see its head anymore because it had gone into the bottom of the frame. And so eventually on Sunday, I restructured it, fixed it up, put it in the frame properly, sealed it properly, and I put it up on the wall. The other thing to mention is that it moved between various places in the house. It would be in one place and it needed to go in another place. So it had moved around my house, bringing its energy to different corners. And one of the things about this is it clears energy, it clears dense energy. So it was clearing out all sorts of energies from the house. But it was very clear to me on Sunday that I needed to put it on the wall. As I put it on the wall, the whole power structure changed in the foundations of the house. It was like I felt everything reorganized, a redistribution of power. So I believe that's what this painting is bringing to the world by anchoring its energies into the earth grids. Is it's creating a redistribution of power, a balancing of energies, and a clearing of anything that is dense, any scenarios or lower vibrational intentions or grief or deception or entity attachments or anything that's happened is being cleared and transmuted. So this also coincides, this going up coincides with some work being done on my ceiling, so I no longer have the noise from the neighbours. There is actually a physical change going to happen in the house and a redistribution of power. So it brings the power back into my embodiment in a balanced way. I no longer need to change rooms to be able to concentrate on what I'm doing, depending on what room my neighbours are in, that kind of thing. Okay, they're bringing me to the eggs. The eggs are the seeds that you're creating from the higher vibration that are changing outcomes. So they're creating higher timelines from this point forward because they're golden eggs that are bringing in golden outcomes. So anything you're invested in or any thoughts you have, any creations you have, it's bringing the gold into it. So it's shifting out in anything lower vibration around that. And therefore your options then are higher options. Your outcomes are higher outcomes. Your manifestations are higher manifestations. So to conclude the story before we start the light language, after putting it on the wall and I felt the redistribution of power underneath me, and I also felt my entire house, the room it's in and then my entire house, grateful energy coming from the house, like incredible gratitude and celebration from the house, because every object has consciousness, and any object that's just moved creates a change in the dynamic in the room, or any object that's added or taken away changes the dynamic, especially if it's done with consciousness, so even more when it's done so with consciousness. Okay, so what happened was I felt the foundations change, and I got dizzy as the energy poured in. My breathing got rapid, like I'd been running. I was puffing, I could hardly, I was puffing, and my crown just activated, my heart activated and expanded. My whole body was tingling. This is how I always feel when I've had the kundalini running through me in the night, and then I have it for a day or two afterwards during the day. So this is very much the embodiment of what I've been feeling whenever I have a kundalini experience, which has been many, many, many times. So putting it on the wall activated it. It changed the foundation with distribution of power, poured in golden light, opened crown, opened heart, golden light tingling all through the body. Kundalini is creative energy, so wherever you direct it with your thoughts and your consciousness, it transforms that and it activates that. So you need to be very conscious about where you're directing your thoughts and your energy. If you're doing shadow work, it will shift the lower vibration of that if you're bringing your awareness to that. But make sure that you're bringing your awareness to that from a higher consciousness and an intention of healing. rather than from fear or worry or negative thoughts. So finally, the last part of the story is that this painting faces out onto my garden. So it's in a room that faces out onto the garden, and it's on the wall that faces out to the garden. If I'm out in the garden, I can't see in because I'm seeing from the light into the dark. But if I'm standing at the painting looking outside, I can see everything outside. It faces onto the area where I do my artwork. So its energies are activating my artwork, my desk, where I do my 3D work and computer work. And then it faces out into the garden, which is where I go out to have my cup of tea and contemplate and feel the energies of nature and be with my cats and the flowers. So I sat out the back shortly after putting the painting up, and I started to feel the same thing, the crown opening, the heart opening, my body tingling, my breathing change, my energy expand, and all the colours begin to look cosmic rather than earth colours. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I'm still experiencing that. Didn't think much of it. Went inside. Next time I went out in the garden, and I sat on a lounge. You can't see the lounge from the painting. Nothing happened. But then I sat back on the swing, which is in direct alignment with the painting. So I'm facing the painting. I can't see it, but I'm facing it. When I'm sitting on it, the same thing happened really powerfully. I'm like, wow, I've got that same feeling again. It's just like the kundalini painting. And then I realised I'm actually directly facing the painting. We're a long way away from each other, but we're still within the bounds of what I own in terms of what I've claimed, what's within my boundary. So this has been 2 days now, and I probably sit out there 6 times a day for 10 minutes. Every single time it's happened. And this morning again, I forgot about the painting. I went and sat outside drinking my coffee, and sure enough, crown opening, heart opening, breathing's changed. Solar plexus is clearing, body's tingling, hearts expand, my whole energy field's expanded. And I realised I'm connecting with the painting again. So I'm not consciously connecting with the painting is my point, but having it up intentionally in my environment, receiving with the intention to receive its energies, it's happening. So if you would like to receive the energies of this painting, and I have similar stories like this about every painting, not exactly the same, but other amazing stories of their energies taking effect even without you realising that they were doing it until you realise. So this is how the paintings work. This is how light codes work, okay? So if you just get into a peaceful state, somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed, open your heart, intend to receive these energies in a gentle way for you, in a way that is relevant to you, that you're ready for. And you can keep doing layers of this. You can keep listening to this video and receiving it in incremental amounts until you feel guided that that's enough. You might need to do several a day. You might do one a week. Akachoko ko. Okay, so we're starting. Akachoko sotoko akachoko ko titoko ko topoko takataka satoko toko ko. Let your eyes wander over the painting wherever they feel to look. Akachipatoko sotoko ko. Let your ears receive the sounds. Akachoko chopoko toko ko. Let your heart receive through your eyes and your ears. Akatitipoko toko. Akatataka tiki kita pakataka sataka katoko choposotoko toko. Asakataka kasatoko choko sotoko boko. Asachasakata boko sotoko toka chipakasataka kakataka sataboko. Asakatiti katakataka sataboko toko koko sotoboko toko choko koko. Asakatiti katakataka choko sotoko toko boko. Akachasakata pakakaka. This is the crown opening. Akachapasakata koko sotoko choko sotakataki betukaka. Asakachasakata boko sotoko tiki takasapataka. Askatiti katakasataka. Askatiki satakabatoko sotoko choko sotakatakasapatakiti kachikoposoko toko choko sotakapataka. Asatiti katakataka sotoko sopatiki katakachosoko tiki katakasatako. Askachasakatiti kapatako sopoko toko. Asatiti kachokasapoko sotoko choko sotoko takakatiti. Asatiti kachokosotoko sotoko takakatako sotoko. Asatiti katakataka toko choko. Asatachoko sopotoko takapatiti kakataka toko. Asakataka. Third eye is activating. Akatoko chopositi katakatako sopotoko. Asakatopatakatakapasakapatakapo. Asachakasapakapatakapatakapataka. Asachasakapatakatakapatokojosakatipatiki. Akachasatakapatakapoko. Kochasakatapatakapo sotokojipakatasakapatakatakatiti. Asakatakachapoko sotokapatiti. I'm seeing the pairs of stars, the ones that have the light emanating from them. There's two on each side of the painting in the sky. One set is above a spiral and one set is above a sun, a golden sun. I believe it's the great central sun, which is also shining on those eggs and activating them. It is representing the twin flames. So these are the twin flames, bringing their light work, their energy, the higher energy from the stars. The spiral is a spiral of creation. The sun is the golden energy. Asetitikata takakaka. Ikichokosopotokoboko. Akatititikatakasetakoboko. Ikichisipatakatakaka. Ikichisitikabataka. Ikituboko kotoko chupoko sotokobokota. Asakatitikatakasapatakatakakotoko. Asakatakatokoko. Asakatakasataka. You can't see me, but I am turning around in the spiral. And it's showing me the spiral around the twin flame couple in my twin flame painting, which I will put in this video. And it's showing me the DNA spiral. And toroidal fields are being expanded. Unified toroidal field is being expanded. And I'm seeing the heart activating. So the toroidal field through the heart expanding. The zeal point at the back of the neck activating, connecting you with your star heritage. Akata chikasikata poko kosoto poko kochopoko soto. Akachisita pakatakaji katakata koko sapatakapatakata poko. Asatiti takapatakata kocho. Getting something about Alpha Centauri now. Asakatiti pakatakachoposokopotokotokotokotokotokosopatiki kitikatokotokosopatakatakata. Okay, the spinning stopped. And we're anchoring fully now into the earth grids. They're saying we're anchoring the higher language of love into the earth grids. The heart is so activated, and these golden energy pouring through the heart into the earth grids. Okay, I need to ring the bell. Spinning starting again. Now we're landing in front of the twin flame painting. Isiti kato. This is the twin flame reunion. Akati sakato. So we're grounding the unity. The two halves coming together. Not halves, the two components. The masculine and the feminine. The light and the dark. And now back to the kundalini painting. Showing me the forked tongue. Also how they are one unit that separates into two components, but they're still part of the one unit. Akasatakaka oto ko ti akata ta sa also toko ititititi, and that forked tongue showing the two as a component of one whole object, which is the tongue, is the part where the kundalini energy, sacred serpents, landing on the earth, the physical realm. So it's the point where they individuate into physical bodies, but they are still one unit. Ikiti asapoko. They're saying, yeah, that's what we're trying to say. Ikitabo kachipo. Isititi ketako takahatko ho. Hiketiki hatko ho to. And they're saying you're going to be seeing with new eyes, higher vibrational eyes. I've definitely seen this myself. Me and some other light workers also have been getting a lot of glimpses of the new earth. And let that guide you. Let your visions of the new earth that are coming from within you, from the activation of your higher senses, to guide you in the physical plane where you are in individual bodies. Isitika toko takakata katijpoko isititititi. Telling me about the light codes in the water and how they're washing us all clean. They're washing the shore clean. Isitikabato takakata tititi ta okoto ko akacho ta sapatakata cho ikititi cha kato asatiti ka chato isititi ka chatoko sotoko po itititi ka choko sotoko po toko to. Showing me higher light quotient, so that you have a higher capacity to receive light and light codes now from that clearing. You're expanded. Your footprint is bigger, but it's a positive footprint, one that affects reality. Okay, I feel the channel completing now. So I hope you can all receive those energies well. If you want more information, click on the links below. There is another transmission about this painting stage before this. And I have another channel where I have been putting up transmissions for all my paintings, which I will also link below as well. So that's a really powerful shift. So please make sure you integrate well, give yourself plenty of water, plenty of rest, allow anything that comes up to move out, any dense emotions, any difficult emotions. Just know they're coming up to move out, so don't suppress them back down, allow them to move out. Give them love to help them move out. Blessings, everybody.